I decided to educate this aggressive player and I raised to 335. Turn my backdoor flush draw to a bluff. Welcome to this episode of How to Crush No-Name Hold'em games in United States Casino. I'm June. Today is the last episode we're playing at MGM National Harbor, and we're upgrading to 2-5 because there are too many people are playing 1-3. And let's go ahead fishing! Today we're playing 2-5 small blind big blind game, and we bought in for $500. And the first hand we're gonna share is under the gun player who has a lot of chips in front of him. Open raise to 20 bucks +1. A very aggressive Asian player choose to call. I got ace king offsuit on the bottom and 3-bet to 80 bucks, and under the gun player calls. Flop comes queen 8 deuce rainbow. He checked to me. On this board I c-bet for 80 bucks, hoping he can fold some small pairs, but he chooses to call. And we can see from the wizard, checking and betting both have some merit, but I'm actually not 3-betting as wide as wizard suggests. Basically, I don't have those king x suited or ace x suited that much, so perhaps I can have a higher c-betting frequency because my range is stronger. Turn comes another deuce and pair the board. He checked to me again. And we have a SPR really close to 1, and I choose to check back to see a free river card, but no, I don't really like this play. We can see from the wizard, ace king will generally betting another bullet on this street and using like 66% size. And in my range, I definitely can have aces, kings, ace queen, this kind of hands in my value range, and I don't really have that much like king x or ace x suited, so I definitely can put ace king in my bluff combos, but I still choose to check them. And river comes a 4 of clubs, complete the backdoor flush. Opponent check again. I don't have a club on my hand, so I didn't block the flush, and also my ace king has some showdown value, so I choose to check. And turns out opponent shows pocket tens. And we can see from the wizard, ace king definitely would choose to shove with a ace of clubs or king of clubs. And overall, I think this hand I can play more aggressively. And the second hand I'm gonna share today is everyone folded to me, and I got 10 jack of diamonds on the bottom and raised it to 15 bucks. And so far we can see that this table is actually very tight and no one is limping. So I basically adjust my open size to a regular 3 big blinds. And after big blind calls, flop comes queen 10 for 2 spades. He checked to me. Here I think both checking and betting makes sense, and I don't have too much information, so I choose to check. Turn comes a 9 of spades, so the straight and flush both complete, and opponent bets 15 bucks, around half of the pot. And I have a middle pair and double-ended straight draw, so I choose to call. And river comes a 4 of diamond, and opponent chooses to check. And now we're thinking if there's room for a value bet, and there's a straight and flush on the board, and also 4 is paired, so I don't think there's too much room for me to value bet, so I choose to check. And opponent shows 10 jack, so we have the same hand and we chop the pot. And the next hand is I got ace jack also under the gun, and I raise it to 20 bucks +1 small blind and big blind all calls. And +1 is a tilted bro. After his aces got bad beat to a pocket queens, he started to play every single hand. And we can see that after I open raise, he snapped calls. And flop comes 10-9-3 rainbow. Small blind and big blind check to me. Here I didn't hit anything, and on this 4-way pot, I don't think it's a good idea to bluff, so I choose to check. And +1 also check. Turn comes a deuce of diamonds. Small blind, big blind check again. And I still don't think I can represent many strong hands, so I choose to check again, and +1 also check. And river comes a ace of spade, so everyone check to me, I can start value betting, and I'm targeting the worst ace, so I bet 40 bucks, and only big blind choose to call. After I show, he mugs, and we successfully took down this pot. In the next hand, I'm playing with a +1 aggressive Asian player. He open raised to 20 bucks. I got ace jack on the bottom, and because VPIP 100% player is sitting on the blind, so I choose to call and wishing he's also playing with us, and turns out he folds. Flop comes 5-3-3 2 spades, and +1 C bets 25 bucks. Here I got 2 overcards and a backdoor flush draw, so I choose to call. And we can see from the wizard, Ace Jack suited is a standard call, and if we want to raise bluff, we would choose Ace 4 or Ace 7, this kind of combo that has backdoor straight draw. And turn comes a 6 of diamonds, so I got a backdoor flush, and opponent bets 50 bucks. And actually opponent this bet make me think a little bit weird, because on this double flush draw, this wet board, opponent should bet a larger size. And his betting size led me think he's not an overpair but rather a 2 high card. So I got a very good odds, so I choose to call. And I will also call if I have pocket 5 or pocket 6. And river comes a queen of spade, and very interesting card because it complete a frontal flush, and opponent continue bets 125, around 60% of the pot. And it's very interesting because I don't think opponent can represent many strong hands, and I think mostly he can have his ace king of spades probably, and on the other hand I can have more flush and also pocket 5s and pocket 6. So I decided to educate this aggressive player, and I raised to 335, turn my backdoor flush draw to a bluff, and opponent choose to fold. We successfully take down this pot with our desperate bluff. And also we can see what combos wizard would suggest us to bluff on this spot, and we can see Ace Jack of diamonds is not one of the combo you would choose, and a better option is to choose 5-6 or 6-8, this kind of combos that blocks the full house. And so I think probably this hand we play a little bit too aggressive. And the next hand is the tilted player under the gun choose to limp, and small blind also limped. I got Queen Jack offsuit on the big blind and choose to raise to 30 bucks, and he calls, small blind folded. Flop comes Ace Jack 3 2 hearts, and I got a Queen of hearts, so opponent will have less draw in his range, so I choose to check. And he bets 20 bucks. I have a middle pair, so it's an easy call, and turn comes a 10 of spade. I check to him again, and he choose to check back.
Yeah.
River comes a 9 of clubs. It's not a very good river, and I don't think there's many room for me to get value from, so I choose to check. And the good news is opponent choose to check back and shows Jack 8 offsuit. So he's really playing a very wide range, and it's very sad we see it on his right hand side, not his left hand side, but we successfully took down this pot anyway. And the next hand is I got 9-10 suited on cutoff and raised it to 20 bucks, and bottom player continue his 100% VPIP and choose to call. Flop comes King 5-3 2 spades. On this try board I see bets 15 bucks, he choose to call. Turn comes a 10 of spade and complete a frontal flush. And I hit a middle pair at the same time, and I choose to check. He bets 40 bucks, around half of the pot, and because his pre-flop range is really wide, I think besides flush, he will have also a lot of hands that has nothing to do with this board, such as 6-7, this kind of straight draw, so I continue calls another street. And river comes a 7 of diamonds, I check again, and he bets 125. And now I'm tanking, and because facing this 100% VPIP type of player, I'm not willing to fold. But considering there's already a flush, and even 4-6 got a straight. So after a deep tank, I still choose to fold. And after I fold, he sounds a little bit disappointed, so I could have made the right decision.
You're bluffing?
You're bluffing?
Oh, you're bluffing? That's something.
You have something? Better than 10?
How about you? You have anything?
Yeah, I do. That's what I think. And the next hand is under the gun player raised it to 20 bucks and button calls. I got ace king of diamonds on small blind in a 3-bet to 100 bucks, and under the gun player 4-bet to 250. After button folded, I have around 600 left behind, and without a position, I don't think I can call at this spot. And ace king suited on this spot facing this kind of player, he would definitely have some 4-bet bluff such as ace x suited. So I decided to push all in. But very unfortunately, we got a snap, and we know it's not the good news. And the board comes 4, 6, 7, 10, 9, and miracle did not come, and opponent shows pocket kings. Very sadly, we lose this giant pot. After losing this giant pot, I rebuy for 500 bucks, and this hand I got 9-7 of spade on low jack and raised it to 20 bucks. Cut off and small blind all calls. Flop comes king 4 deuce rainbow. We got a backdoor flush, and on this very dry board I bet 25 bucks. Only cutoff player calls and small blind fold. Turn comes a queen of diamonds. Here facing a top pair I already drawing dead, and plus he's calling given that small blind is behind, so I think he definitely got something. So I choose to check, and he checked back. River comes a ace of heart. So now I think differently. Because from the action pre-flop to the flop to the turn, basically we won't have hand jack in our range, and based on the pre-flop aggression, I don't think he has ace king on this spot. And I totally can have ace queen playing this way, so I bet 100 bucks, which is a full pot size bluff. And very successfully he snap fold, and we successfully take it down. And the last hand we're gonna share today is low jack player raised it to 20 bucks, high jack calls. I got king queen suited on cutoff, and I 3-bet to 100 bucks. Only low jack player calls. Flop comes ace 6 4 rainbow. He checked to me. Here my king queen blocks ace king, ace queen is titled strong ace, so I decided to c-bet for 50 bucks, and he calls. Turn comes a 8 of clubs. He checked to me again. Here my hand is improved to a backdoor flush draw, and I see the pot is around 300 bucks. So I decided to give opponent maximum value and push all in. But opponent choose to call eventually. And the river comes a 9 of diamonds. I did not hit it, and after I show, opponent shows 9-7 of clubs. Turns out when I all in on the turn, I'm ahead, but opponent hit the river card and got me bad beat. And how can we say this is poker? We're very sad to lose the last pot. So after the last hand, I cash out and leave the table, and poker is a highly volatile game, and we cannot control what card will be dealt on the river, and we can only do is kind of review on every process, on every action we made, and to see whether we can improve or not. And recently some viewers private messaged me and asked me how to deal with downswing, and I just answered that to set a stop loss point every session, and if we hit that, we definitely want to leave the table because we may feel tilt and we may make bad decisions after that. And today I bought in for $1,200 and I cashed out for only $4. So it's a loss for $11.96. And I think it's okay as long as I learn something from the process. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.